War is raging, government is stealing our freedom, food processing plants are burning, and gun sales are through the roof. You're in the right place. This is The Prepared Mind.
Fake carrots. Fake fruit. Fake. Fake. Fake grapefruits. Fake. Liar! You liar!
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Good golly. Let me see if I can turn my chair up. There we go. Now I'm feeling like a big boy. Woo! What a day. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is, folks, it's 9/11. It's September 11th. Are you ready to have a discussion? Folks, just today alone, I think we got more bullshit, plastic banana, SHTF news than we got over the weekend. And what what a great Sunday night show it was. It was so good I had to have a couple of my own 18-year scotches. Anyways, you guys did great show, and you're going to love this one too. Hey, if you're on the preparedmind.club or Subscribe Star, you know that you get to be here and chit chat with me about what the hell is happening for free, because you already paid your $2 a month subscription for Monday through Friday access to the Prepared Mind Network and big answers to big questions central. Now, what happened on 9/11? Well, President Biden decided to go to Alaska. Now, Alaska is great. That's where a lot of our oil is, a lot of our nation's energy that he shut down. What's he going to do? Go up there and tell them they got too much carbon growing? You know, those trees are bad. They're made out of carbon. We need to chop those trees down. Bad carbon trees. Folks, Biden hates America. 1 second. There we go. My chair was just a little too low. Okay. Yeah, Biden. Biden, what a piece of work. So he left Kamala Harris to go to the 9/11 memorial. Kamala Harris, the next president of the United States, because she's ready for it, right? I feel so dumb, right? 304. She's a 304, which is in the old calculator days, we used to be able to spell words. If you turn them upside down, right? You could spell, what could you spell? Hell, which is 7734, but ho is, let's see, 304. There you go. And thank you, Mr. Smith, Michael Smith, for straightening me out on old calculator, upside down reverse text messaging. That's right, folks. In the 1980s and 90s, text messaging was a calculator that you would show your friends and giggle. Well, it is 9/11. It is 9/11. I drove by a 9/11 memorial today. I honked. I waved. I gave the old symbol as I drove by. And Man's here at the show. Someone sent some 9/11 33 years, some special conspiracy numbers, some 1,000 points of light, New World Order, Bush numbers. How did that go? What's the meme out there? Maybe you can recall it. It is 9/11, folks, and I have one hell of a show for you. Stand fast. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here and get your questions in, your thoughts. Yeah, I think it was 33 years ago. President George H.W. Bush, the dad, he did his New World Order, 1,000 points of lights. Wouldn't be prudent to do it any other way. We will have our New World Order. And folks, they're doing all they can to make it happen. And dishonor us, dishonor the country, and dishonor the Constitution. That's exactly what the Democrats and Rhino Republicans are doing. So let's dig into it, if we shall. Let's dig into it. Let's start with this. Kind of like 9/11, January 6, 2021 was a giant crock of steaming poop. Now get this. One of the prisoners from January 6th, Sean McHugh, he has been sentenced to 6.5 years in prison for being there. But Ray Epps was never even arrested. And in fact, Sean McHugh can describe in detail how Ray Epps pushed his mom to the ground. As he did what? He threw stuff at the police. That's right. Ray Epps is free. Sean McHugh gets 6.5 years. Didn't his mom get 6.5 years also? Why isn't Ray Epps arrested? Why isn't Ray Epps being prosecuted? Now, I have a great question. If fat-ass Fani Willis can prosecute Trump and 18 presidential cabinet members for doing their jobs, surely some district attorney somewhere in this country can review the tapes of Ray Epps and press charges and prosecute him. That's right. If you want to question Georgia, in their election, you're going to jail. You're going to get, well, how about this? How about someone in Arizona? Because Ray Epps is in Arizona sitting. Why is not a single prosecutor in Arizona dragging Ray Epps into court after arresting him, taking his mugshot, arraigning him, and then prosecuting his dumbass? I don't think that's a hard, I think it's absolutely fucking ridiculous that Fani Willis can prosecute anyone, including President Trump. I think it's preposterous. I think it's unfreaking conscionable, unbelievable, and it's beyond Democrat hubris to even attempt it. Yet, here she is. Here she is. And for the media to call her a legal scholar. Right. That's like calling a termite a carpenter, or calling ants expert miners because they know how to dig tunnels. Right. I tell you, I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. Okay, let's continue if we shall. What else do we got? I wanted to start with 9/11, folks. I wanted to talk about that. You see, if patriots want to protest in D.C., not like the January 6th, and the police decide they're going to attack, literally attack, with rubber bullets, tear gas grenades, flashbangs, and then start assaulting the fuck out of people, killing 3, including Roseanne Boyland, who today evidence has come up that, well, she was alive at the scene, but she was not hurried to a hospital in time. Cops beat her. Cops punched another woman in the face, 37, 38 times? Yet I got a story from Hollywood. They have a skateboarding event, folks, in which a riot breaks out. A riot erupts like a volcano, like the one in Hawaii. The crowds there, the skateboarding crowds, are fighting each other. They're fighting the cops. They're burning cars. And it's not even a St. George Floyd event. Can you believe that, folks? A freaking skateboarding event turns into a free-for-all. Police getting smashed. Why isn't this an insurrection? I mean, it certainly sounds like one to me. I'm sure those skateboarders were trying to take over the country. They were trying to take over the government. That's about as believable as the January 6th police-initiated attack. Now, where do we go from here? Where do we go? While we're in Southern California, let's go from LA and just a hop, skip, and a baby jump over to Burbank. Burbank, California, right in the heart of Shitsville, entertainment zone, the mayor there, who's a Democrat, guess what he did? He went to a Democrat fundraiser. Well, no surprise there. They need money, right? No problem. Totally believable. Okay. Except it was a drag queen event that was supposedly child friendly. But the mayor decided that he was going to get spanked, literally, by a drag queen at a child friendly fundraiser. Oh, okay. S&M for children? Sadomasochism for children? Oh, fucks. These freaking Democrats are a bunch of sick, perverted bastards. They truly are. They're a bunch of sick bastards. All right. I think this prepared mind chair has had it. Yeah, they're a bunch of sick bastards. They truly are. What do you think? What's your opinion? Now, I have a satire alert. That's right. Satire alert coming your way. Satire alert, just so everyone knows. Everyone knows the FDA has approved, and this is a joke, but I want you to listen carefully. This is a joke. The FDA has approved an updated Pfizer and Moderna vitamins. They approved some vitamins for sheep. Are you a sheep? Get your vitamin Jones. Get your Jones vitamins from, that's right, big pharma's out there. Satire alert. Oh, I wonder if the sheep out there are going to be mandated to get it. How about all the cattle? How about the lemmings? Will the lemmings go out and get their vitamins now that it's been approved? Woo! Satire alert for the FDA approval of the new sheep vitamins. Read between the lines. Enjoy the satire. Folks, they're not giving up. Just in time for the 2024 election season, which apparently has already started since Camel Toes herself, old 304 Harris, since she's our 9/11 presidential representative and she's ready to take over at any time. How can she do any worse for America? And I hate to ask that question even facetiously, because I'm sure she could find a way to top Joe's anti-American, destroy America, America last agenda. I'm sure she could top it. I'm sure she could. Maybe she'll do a drag queen spanking event. Hey, maybe Michelle Obama can join. Maybe that's the new Democrat way to do it. I think that sounds like a fine idea, right? Just a fine idea. What is up with these people? What is up with them? Now, I had another story while we're talking about these fruitcakes. Wow. Just unbelievable. I'm going to get it for you because somehow it did not end up, folks. It didn't end up where it needs to be. This story is quite interesting. It's quite interesting indeed. Let me make sure I'm on the right account. I hope you guys have had a marvelous freaking day. I had a terrific day. All right. Well, apparently it's just not there. So I'm going to go get it. You know, when something's not right, you just go get it. You fix it. There's a story coming out of good golly. It just gets worse and worse. It truly does. It just gets worse and worse every time I turn around. What is going on out there? Okay, here we go. One of the January 6th prisoners. This infuriates me, folks. He's an American hero. He fought in Afghanistan after 9/11 and is having to send a letter to America from his prison cell. his prison cell. Jeffrey McKellop. This is what he said to one and all. This day, 22 years ago, I was in Nigeria, a small town of Bernikibi. We were training Nigerian soldiers. We watched the Twin Towers fall on local television. I cried. I wept like a child. I wanted to pull my teeth out. I didn't know what to do. I left the tent and started running across open fields. I stopped, sweat running down my face, catching my breath. Like a bullet hitting me in the face, I realized what I was designed to do. I realized what God has put me on this planet for. 3 months later, we were on a C-17 Globemaster heading for Kandahar, Afghanistan. Thank you, America, for all that you have done for this world. I will never forget you. My name is Jeff McKellop, proud father of Davis and Paige, U.S. Army Special Forces. I am a political prisoner, and I'm fucking irate over this. The man's here for freedom, liberty. He's fought for this country. Like you and I, he suffered the psychological trauma. The psychological trauma of 9/11. And today I met a Vietnam veteran. I posted it. I thought I put the picture earlier when I did it, but I guess I forgot. Or somehow it didn't get included. I included it just a few minutes ago as I was making my way into the Prepared Mind studio. 77-year-old Marine Corps veteran, two-tour Vietnam vet, age 77, still working, still kicking ass. Just one hell of a guy. Folks, the veterans out there, especially the combat vets, they've fought for this country. I think they've earned it. They've earned a lot more than they've gotten. And Jeffrey McKellop is in prison, a political prisoner, while Joe Biden flies his smelly, happy ass to Alaska, and Kamala Harris giggles like a schoolgirl at the 9/11 memorial. Unbelievable. Just completely unbelievable, folks, what is happening. Well, I've got another one. It is 9/11. 9/11 happened in New York, correct? 9/11 was in New York. The buildings came down. America got a big look at what was coming. Shit hitting the fan. In New York City, you know, where the police and the firemen are supposed to be heroes. There's a fellow named Matt Riddle. He's a World Wrestling Entertainment superstar. And he says he was sexually assaulted by an officer, a police officer at JFK Airport. He says, thanks, New York City, you're so progressive and accepting. This is what he had to say, folks. Listen to what he has to say. And he posted a picture of the officer. He said, nothing like being sexually assaulted by an officer and harassed at the JFK airport. No means no, and just because I'm nice doesn't mean yes. Asshole. Don't know their Twitter or Instagram handles, but I took pictures. Normally, I'm like whatever, but today was really weird and uncomfortable, and they made a point to make me feel small and useless. This officer, the picture he took is Officer P.O.R. Ward, 3485. He looks like a fruit salad. Port Authority. Well, you know, what they tried saying is they're trying to discredit this guy. Oh, well, he's had personal problems in the past. Well, he's had drug issues. So aren't we supposed to believe her when a sexual assault complaint is made? How about believe him? And so we're just going to discredit men. We're just going to put these people down. This is New York City's police officers today, 22 years later, folks. Is there a 9/11 tie-in? Of course there is. Why not? We're supposed to care about all the police officers that died. We're supposed to care about all the firemen that died that day. It was horrible. All the citizens that died, yeah. But where are we today? Wrestling stars being sexually assaulted by Port Authority police officers. Democrats getting spanked at fundraisers. Kamala Harris giggling like she's at a school dance and someone just asked her to dance. Just what the hell is going on? I tell you what is going on, folks. It is hit the fan. And it's not going to get any better. Not going to get any better. And now I'm going to give you this. Some more SHTF news. Folks, coin shop owners are discovering that their bank accounts are being shut down. No reasons given. The story says 3 different coin shops. But then the article goes on to talk about how many other stores are as well. We've heard about gun stores having their bank accounts closed. We've heard about jewelers. That's right, jewelers. They're not doing anything wrong. Jewelers, jewelry stores, banks, not banks, gun stores. What's going on? What is happening? If you're a political opponent of Joe Biden, if you're a critic of Joe Biden, if you're a critic of the FBI, the government, the IRS, look out. Look out. They're shutting people down. Folks, the Biden cartel, the banking system, the Treasury Department, they all want your protection, your wealth preservation, your personal preservation punished. They want it removed, your ability to do any business. As far as I'm concerned, it's unconstitutional. And any bank that does that should be avoided 100%. Now, doesn't the money say that on it, good for all debts, personal and private? Take your money, take your business away from the banks. Don't wait for them to come get you, get away from them. I say find an alternative bank like a local credit union that doesn't kiss the asses of Citibank, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo Bank, Bank of America, JP Morgan and its affiliates, and Goldman Sachs and its affiliates. Any of these national banks, U.S. Bank, fuck them. Get out of there. Right? I say go to a small credit union, a local bank that needs your business. And I also recommend talking to your local bullion dealer about their banking. Ensure that they know what's happening so they can protect themselves. Now, these stores, folks, whether it's a jewelry store, a gun store, a coin store, right, a bullion dealer, a gold and silver, right, that's money. And they're being shut down because they offer something other than what? U.S. dollars. We're in a financial and monetary war. Welcome to SHTF, full spectrum, big time. Now, the little bit I have, I'm not worried about. The little bit I have, I'm just not worried about. What about rich people that have, well, hundreds of ounces of gold and thousands of ounces of silver? Are they worried? Probably not. Probably not, folks. And I'll tell you why. Right? I'll get this. Right? They know that they're going to be able to survive what's coming. What these banks want you to do is, well, quit trying to protect yourself and help others. You know, if there's a currency crash, the government will try and shut down everyone and force us all to submit into, well, slavery, folks. Whatever form and fashion their new currency is going to be, whether it's new dollars or central bank digital currency, we're in SHTF. They want you to keep your money or your currency in their shithole mega banks or spend it on junk from China. But they don't want you to have things of value like guns and ammunition. They don't want you to have, folks, gold and silver. They don't want you to have jewelry, things that are a store of wealth and have value and can be traded. This attack that has started is massive. It's huge. And it's an unmistakable indicator, in my opinion, of what is happening and what is to come. It's a clown world. There are several states, Texas, I think Idaho or Utah, and several others that now, folks, have state bullion depositories for gold and silver. And some governments are now accepting gold and silver to pay what? Property tax. They say it's money. Well, it is money according to the U.S. Constitution. Fake paper is not money, it's currency. Now, back to prepping. Having food to survive a stretch of a banking shutdown is a must. Whether they say it's a cyber attack or bank failures, or we've got to get a handle, or we're switching to a central bank digital currency, whatever it is, get ready for a huge interruption. These big banks are in big trouble. That's why they're doing this. This is everything they're doing is coordinated to fuck over America, period. So have your food to survive it, folks. Have your food to survive it. It's getting nasty. It's bad. The government and banks won't admit it, but the masters, folks, they're being hurt, and they want you hurt with them. Don't let them control you. Don't let them control your wealth. That's why we start with food and then go to water, shelter, clothing. But of course, I just bring up self-defense last, just because I want its importance to be understood. How many of these gun stores are being shut down, harassed by the IRS, harassed by the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Bureau, the ATF, being intimidated, crapped on, shit on, shut down, searched, raided? Gee, I wonder how the 1930s Germany, what happened to them? Why did they succumb to the Nazi Party? Big questions. Before we came on the air, Uman sent some stuff through. A really great topic. I'd like to just kind of cover it. I'm going to leave the names out. Leave the names out to protect the innocent. You're going to like this, though. An opinion out there is that they, meaning the government, and speaking of the New Mexico, and this is great food for thought. I want you to think about this. I'm going to read to you this message. They got us chasing the short game while they're playing the long game. They do have a long game, folks. They play all these little short games. You know, a school shooting here. Let's try and get rid of a big, scary, evil high-capacity magazines or black rifles. Right? They have all these things. I call those short games, those little attempts at screwing with our Second Amendment rights. But their long game is total and absolute disarmament of the country. So what this person said is the goal of this game in Albuquerque was to put cops everywhere for about 30 days. And hopefully their presence would deter shootings. Shootings would go down, and then they would have data to show that gun bans reduce shootings. So therefore, the government could then say, well, we really need to just outlaw these guns altogether. Because look what happened when we banned open carry and concealed carry for a whole month. There was less crime. Well, they're banning open carry and they're banning concealed carry for legal, law-abiding, non-criminal people. The criminals are still out there packing heat. They're still committing crimes. So I don't think the government's stupid. They're playing a bunch of games. So so my response to this was the government's full of crap. Right? Last month, they had a statistically higher number of shootings involving children. So is that a real number? Is that an indicator of anything? If there's an indicator of shootings going up, why don't they take a look at Chicago and see how, well, banning guns there and banning rifles and high-capacity magazines, how has that worked out in Chicago? It hasn't. Statistically, banning guns fails and makes shit worse. So they had a statistically higher month or a higher incidence in Albuquerque. So aren't they due for a statistically lower month as well? So to take this ban that the governor has done that no one is abiding by, and the sheriff and the police are not enforcing. And people, in fact, are open carrying in protest. Right? It's bullshit data. Now, I want to say this. There is a game that they're playing. Their long game has been played for decades. I'm reading what I wrote back. For decades, trying to get us to be scared and give up our guns, to be intimidated and give up our guns, be threatened and give up our guns, be taxed to give up our guns, be guilted into giving up our guns, lied to, shit on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we give up our guns. That's their long game. And their game is a no-win for them. They've been losing in court. And people know that shooting time is coming. There's going to be a shooting gallery. Now, the government is not stupid. As far as I'm concerned, they're going to keep playing their games, these little short games, in an effort to try and win. And they're not ever going to get it, in my opinion. You know, they're not stupid. They're going to keep playing their games, psychological games, but they can fuck off, right? I know all their games, and none of them have worked. None of them. And if you remember Dianne Feinstein, if I had the votes, well, Mr. and Mrs. America, you would turn your guns in. That's what that bitch said back in the early 1990s. Well, Mr. and Mrs. America will not be tricked by these dumb fuckers. Ultimately, in my opinion, no. It was a great conversation. I really appreciated that. I love hearing all kinds of opinions and then taking a devil's advocate approach to it. If their little games worked, we would be giving up guns left and right. But we haven't. We've been fighting back and telling them, no fucking way. And I want to put an exclamation point on this with one story, and then we're going to switch over to your thoughts, your comments, your constructive criticisms, whatever it is you want to talk about, something that's happened today, whatever. But get this. An ammunition manufacturer has decided to take a shot back at, tequila stealing. State money using to buy her tequila whiskey, Governor Grissom. I'm going to call her Governor Grizzly because she's nasty. This ammunition manufacturer has decided that they're going to offer free deliveries to all New Mexico customers. And here's their special promo code. You ready for it? Fuck off, Governor Grissom. Now that is an ammunition company. I love it. That is just brilliant. They're going to sell the shit out of ammunition, I tell you that. Let's see. Now, the story... that move by Phoenix Ammunition, F-E-N-I-X, Phoenix Ammunition. That's a special promotion targeting the governor of New Mexico, the unconstitutional wicked witch. And so I really hope they take advantage of this. And good job to Phoenix Ammunition, F-E-N-I-X Ammunition. Their packaging also includes a photo of the governor herself with the caption, "Impeach Governor Grissom." And there is a lot of talk of impeaching her over this. And if they want to impeach her over just attempting to take people's rights, why isn't Biden being impeached for Afghanistan, for lying, for his son, for everything that they've done, all the shakedowns, all the bribes, all the bullshit, all the lying? Wow. I think it's brilliant of them to do this, and I applaud them. I commend them. Good. Let's see. Phoenix Ammunition. Any bank that tells you you're safe, your money's safe, if you want to buy gold, if you want to buy silver, if you want to buy guns, if you want to buy ammo, if you want to buy jewelry, if you want to buy Army and military surplus, you're fine with us. We're not worried about you. I think that is what they should be doing. banks to get people's business, getting their money put in that bank. Now I've got my money, what poquito little amount I have is in a credit union, because I trust that more than I trust these big pile of shit banks. Wow. Unbelievable, folks. Just crazy unbelievable. It is now time for the inner circle. And I'm going to use this one in honor of her wicked witchedness. Okay, Mr. Ooman, I think we got a couple things that we want to throw up on the board. Charles Gentry asks this: did anyone else catch the New Mexico governor, Grizzly Grissom, that her executive order wouldn't stop criminals from carrying guns? Just goes to prove that gun control laws are not put in place to stop criminals, but to criminalize citizens, lawful rights, and punish us. Law-abiding citizens, tax-paying citizens, honest citizens, patriotic citizens. Nothing else should need be said. She should be impeached. And just this is one more piece of evidence that she admitted this isn't going to stop criminals, because how can it? They're criminal. Well, I guess, New Mexico, they may as well. What are they handing out driver's licenses to illegal immigrants too? Are they doing a Minnesota? Just unbelievable. Unbelievable what's going on. Gun control laws are not going to stop crime. Once again, take a look at Chicago. Take a look at Baltimore. Take a look at Pittsburgh. Take a look at any major city, and you'll see that where crime is highest, there is the most restrictive gun control laws in place. California wants to raise taxes on ammunition. California wants to raise taxes on gun sales. A special tax that impedes people's ability to implement and exercise their Second Amendment right is on its face unconstitutional, and it's already been tried in court. But that doesn't stop these fuckers any more than it stops them from trying high-capacity magazine bans or limited capacity magazine bans. They still try it, and state to state to state, it keeps getting lost. They try outlawing, AR-15s. Then they go, we're going to go after any black right. Special features on a gun, unlawful, illegal, unconstitutional. To say that, having a bayonet lug or having a pistol grip, oh my God, having the color black on your gun somewhere, the ability to put what? A flashlight, a scope. That's all bad. It's scary. Having a stock that's adjustable, having a lightweight sporting rifle that fires the most anemic rifle cartridge available. Truly, folks, they do shoot handgun ammo out of some weapons, a 38 special or 357, 45 long Colt or Colt, depending on how you want to describe that round, 44 Magnum. They shoot some of those in rifles, but for the most part, rifles. They shoot cartridges that are like, let's see, it's got a big and then neck narrows down, necks down to the smaller bullet. So they push a small round with a lot more powder than the powder to weight ratio of a handgun bullet. Now, that said, again, the 5.56 or 223 is anemic relative to many other cartridges. Yet it's the most dangerous ever. Man, if you believed Joe Biden, just shooting those increases carbon and damages our delicate climate. Why haven't they tied the two together and said that guns represent a climate challenge and a climate emergency Therefore, we need special government powers to regulate and make illegal guns, especially semi-automatic sporting rifles, because they do a lot more climate damage than regular guns. And for people who can't get rifles or guns, you can get air rifles, right? That fire 357 or 9mm or 45 caliber slugs at just about the same speed as a subsonic handgun. Understand that, folks. There's lots of ways you can get protection if you're scared of regular guns. But I tell you what, we have one hell of a mess. And I think just the last, where are we at here? The last 40 minutes, we've covered quite a bit. We've covered quite a bit, folks. Where do I want? There's stuff I want to talk about, but I keep forgetting it's your turn. It's your turn, Charles. Thank you very much for bringing that up. And Mr. Ooman, who wants to step up next? I know we got stuff to talk about. And it's, hey, Chin Music. Oh, this is just fucking peachy. This is beautiful. He says, John, gun sales set another record in Texas this month. God bless Texas and Texicans and the Texas Republic. I just wish Texas would secede and start the process with other states, literally, of divorcing Washington, D.C. You can't fix stupid, and tyrants won't stop tyranting. Despots won't stop despoting. Thugs and I guess we could call them dictators, because that's what they're really doing. The president has been dictating to us. You will get it. I'm losing my patience. Right? The Arizona or New Mexico governor, Grizzly Grissom. Well, it doesn't work, right? They're dictating to us. They're trying to tell us. Unbelievable. Thank you, Mr. Chin Music. Thanks for the great donations also. And we've got H12, Heidi checking in. And she says this: if putting more cops on the street makes crime decrease, wouldn't it be smarter to hire more cops instead of trying to grab our guns? Well, of course it would make more sense. Of course it would. I also think in New Mexico, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, and hey, you can applaud me if I'm correct, that they got rid of qualified immunity in New Mexico for policemen. So they can't just do whatever the hell they want and go, well, just doing my duty. That is to say that if you violate someone's rights, they become personally responsible. Help me out if I'm wrong, right, correct, incorrect, etc. I don't want bad information going out there. Even though this channel is strictly humor and satire, I still like to be as accurate as possible. Yeah, humor, satire, except I don't have writers in Los Angeles like all the late night comedy hacks out there. They're not funny, folks. They're not funny for fucking 1 second. They have writers writing material helping them be funny. And they're still not funny. And they're still out of work, which is great. Unbelievable. Back to Heidi here. If putting more cops on the street makes crime decrease, wouldn't it be smarter to hire more cops? The answer is yes. Now, cops cost a lot of money. So what is it about cops out there that makes them deter crime? I think that's an intelligent question to ask. What is it about the cop? Is it the uniform, the blues or the greens or the beiges that they wear? Does that scare people into obedience and being good? Or is it the gun? It's the gun, folks. When a cop walks into a Starbucks in Portland or San Francisco or LA, people get scared because of the gun. They don't like seeing the gun. The gun is scary. I find it interesting, right? Having grown up around guns, shot guns, been a Marine, owned guns my whole life. Being around guns makes me feel comfortable, more safe. As a criminal, they're probably very afraid of cops because of those guns. I met a new officer today. Officer, I think it was Rodriguez, while I was working with and dealing with the old Marine. Cop drove by while I was in the street, and we had a nice little conversation. Doesn't bother me at all. I would hate to be a cop, though. I mean, they wearing those bulletproof vests all the time. It's got to suck being scared all the time. I'm not afraid. I used to be bulletproof, not anymore. And I'm still not afraid. But that's what the criminals are afraid of. I got to stay on target here. Stay on target, John. Stay on target with Heidi's comment here. It's not more cops that is deterring crime. It is more guns that is deterring crime. More people with guns willing to use them that is deterring crime in some areas. Chicago, well, they have banned guns, and the cops don't want to go into the ghettos and the shithole areas. Consequently, those areas have more crime because people are not allowed to have guns. Cops won't go in there with their guns. So it's ghetto land. So let's go back to New Mexico, where there's open carry, concealed carry, whatever the hell you want. It's America. It's freedom. There's more guns. Have we or have we not heard case after case after case of mass shooters and criminals committing violent acts getting taken down by real Americans with guns? They don't have the uniform. They don't have the badge. They don't have the radio that, Adam 12, that little thing. I'm here. Look out. I need backup. There's donuts on sale. There's a crowd here. I'm getting scared. I need backup. Right? Guns like the big giant black dude. He's so huge. He went to get a 6-pack of beer. He's at a mini mart of some sort. Some dude is berating and just bashing the guy behind the counter, stealing stuff. He just pulled out his pistol and busted a cap in his ass. Well, I think he busted 6 caps in his ass. All he was trying to do was get some beer, not Bud Light, but he was so big. This dude was so huge. The gun looked like a squirt gun in his hand. And he just kind of reached over, went, bam. This dude was so big, he kind of went over and just done a McGilla gorilla, bam, and just clubbed the dude. But, he, just because he's big doesn't mean he needs to risk his personal safety. And he saved that dude behind the counter his life. How about the other guy, the young man? Had his pistol on him in a shopping mall. Some left-wing lunatic clown got his black rifle and decided he was going to commit mass murder at a fucking food court. And this kid, this young man, I should say, who lawfully had his pistol, licensed, drew down and took the son of a bitch out before he could kill a bunch of people. It's not the cops that stops crime. It's the gun and people who are willing to use them to stop crime. That's what matters. That's what matters. But the politicians don't want to admit that. They don't want to address it. But places like, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, Florida. What are the other states? Well, there's like 39 of them that are very, I'm going to use the word liberal, which means generous. They're very generous in acknowledging our rights. I hate to say, they give us permission. No, it's our right. The Second Amendment is our right, our God-given, inalienable right to defend ourselves and the nation, by the way. And it is guns that the criminals fear, and people like us willing to use them. So I think that Grizzly Grism is going to fail. It's going to backfire. And I hope the bitch gets impeached for it. Even if she's not removed, I think impeachment would be something great she could hang on her wall, show her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren. Look, here's where Gramsci's got impeached for being an unconstitutional bitch. I think that would be great. All right. And a message from Mr. T. Yes, I've seen the other graphics you've sent me recently. I've been incorporating them from time to time. Jolene has them. We're using them, dude. Thank you again. Lots of good stuff from him. And, of course, also Mr. Skylight sending me information. You guys behind the scenes are sending me tons of information. Not just Man, not just Jolene, not just Bonnie Blue, not just John. Anyways, shit. Uman's letting me know I got more questions. Let's get to it, Mr. Uman. Oh, it's Michael Brown. Uh-oh. He says, John, the government is bribing American women to undermine the family unit. Yeah, I agree, man. The government is bribing American men and women to undermine the family unit. What are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about divorce. I think that's what Michael's talking about. Let me know if I'm right. Divorce. It's being rewarded. The idea that you can just leave someone and screw them over and take their money. The courts are used, folks, to push a radical social agenda. They take your kids from you and threaten you. It's incredible. The family unit is so important. Look at what they're doing to destroy it. The family unit is mom and dad and kids. And then brothers and sisters of mom and dad have their kids, and that's cousins. And then you got grandparents. That's the family unit. So you got divorce. I'm also going to go with welfare. The government is giving American parents, men and women, money to not be married, to be on welfare. So it discourages keeping the family unit together, the nuclear family. And it creates broken homes, divorce, welfare. What else are they doing to destroy the family unit? That's right, folks. If you as a parent disagree with your child saying, well, I think I want to be the other gender. I'm going to be a gender bender. I'm going to be both genders. I'm going to be gender fluid. I have pronouns and you have to accept them. I need drugs to change my gender. And if you disagree with that, in some states and more are pushing for this, your kids can be taken away. Once again, it's undermining the family unit. They're destroying the family. That is one of the Marxist planks to socialism or communism, if you will. Pretty much the same thing, since even Marx himself, who penned and put this awful idea on paper, he used them interchangeably, socialism and communism. Socialism, the only difference between social communism and social fascism is in social fascism, corporations and the wealthy get to keep their property and work hand in hand with government to screw over the people. There you have it. Yeah, the government is bribing people, folks. The government is threatening people. The government intimidates people in order to destroy the family unit. You want to piss the government off? Well, Child Protective Services will come and get your kids from you. The kids are told this, they think this, and they believe this, and they'll make false allegations against their parents. Funny, they get taken away from their parents, put in foster homes where a large number, a very high percentage of those kids are sexually abused. May as well send them to a Democrat fundraiser where they can watch some clown male paddle some political fruitcake on the ass. It's all about sexualizing kids, destroying kids, taking them from their parents, taking them from their culture, their traditions, and introducing a new idea, which is bound to work, right? Because so many other countries around the world and throughout all history have tried this fruitcake approach. No, actually they haven't. This is not new. It's been tried on different levels and different ways in every culture and every empire. And every single time, it fucking fails and it destroys everything. Thank you, Mr. Brown. I tell you, man, they bribe, they incentivize, and they extort money, control, just to destroy the family. Thanks, government. I'm sure that's what the founding fathers had in mind. No, they didn't. Mr. Uman, have we got one more for the show? And it is Chin Music stepping in. He says, Democrat policy has done more damage to New York than 9/11. Changed my mind. I don't have that kind of time, nor do I have applicable, reliable, believable data to do so. No, it's easier to agree with you because the evidence for that is, as we like to say, self-evident. Now, Democrat policy has not brought down any buildings, but it has destroyed business. It's driven businesses and corporations out of the city. It's created Democrat policy has created an immigration crisis within New York City. It's a strain on the social system, the medical system, the food system. And that is all Democrat policy, whether it's national Democrat policy, state, or local, meaning city, municipal. Democrat policy is incredibly destructive. Democrat policy has destroyed Chicago, San Francisco, LA, Portland, Seattle, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston. I didn't want to leave any of those Texas cities out. There's a few of them. I think San Antonio is incredibly liberal. There's a big fight for control of several cities in Texas. Sadly. But hell, I'll tell you what, Miami, Florida, over in Miami, they have a turnaround. Miami-Dade, Miami, Dade County, they're losing their control. Republicans are starting to take over. Their numbers are growing. People are leaving the Democrat. And in fact, I invite all Democrats to leave, not just Florida, but the South, period, including Texas. Get the hell out of Texas. Nobody wants you there, right? Because Democrat policies do exactly what Chin Music's described. They damage the cities. They damage the people. They do exactly as Michael described. They destroy the family unit. They destroy local communities. They destroy states like California. I would have never left California. It is geographically an incredible state. The nature there is beautiful. It has what every other state has, except a volcano that has lava flowing out of it. It's got what every other state has. Industry, agriculture, vast forests, mountains, deserts, industry, major metropolises, except it also has Democrats. It also has Democrats. And look what they've done. I had to leave. I had to get the hell out of there. Boy, I tell you. I absolutely tell you. I got one last thing I want to go into before I head on out. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Internal Revenue Service did a coordinated raid, folks. This story is not about a gun shop. It's not about a jewelry store. A teachers union office in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, this is what the FBI and the IRS this is what we would expect them to do, to raid businesses or unions, Democrat infrastructure, if you will. But here's the deal: is the authorities aren't saying anything in the ongoing investigation. So this is interesting. Doesn't the government get tired of our conspiracy theories? Right? What could it be? What's going on? Why would they go and raid a teachers union office in Jacksonville, Florida? Or anywhere in the country? See, with no information, we are left on our own to take wild guesses based on how teachers unions are pushing pornographic materials in schools, and that many teachers, including principals, are now becoming, or rather, drag queens, fruitcakes are becoming principals, and school unions and school boards are bringing more of these freaks in. Is it believable that it could have something to do with, child pornography? Or could it be that there's embezzling going on by the Democrat Teachers Union because they're not Republican Teachers Union? And is this one so bad that it can't be ignored? Or were there whistleblowers, people that gathered information to prove whatever illegal activity was going on? And they were like, well, if you don't do something about this, then we're going to have to go public with it. So maybe the FBI and the IRS jumped on top, raided this union. Maybe they're probably going to hide all the information. Yeah, we need to get all those new textbooks for kids and hide them. And we need to cover up whatever embezzling is going on because we've got that going on. Who is the mayor? Ooh, man, who's the mayor that formerly was caught embezzling and is for a big metropolis, and she's running for mayor again? Was it the mayor of Baltimore? Don't know. I just read that over the weekend. There's so much shit going on, folks. I hope you're prepared. Whether it has to do with food, money, safety, children, families, schools, the military. I didn't even touch on Ukraine on this show, and we're out of time. Holy cow, out of time. Don't worry, I'll be back 0 dark 30, bright and early. No, it'll be dark. It'll be early when I record. Working, I don't know, go around the clock here, 12-hour days to 14-hour days. Pretty rough. Rough stuff, but if anyone can do it, I can do it. And you can do it too. And what I mean by you and can and do is get prepared, because chance favors the prepared mind. Thank you for all your support, your great comments, your contributions, both intellectual and taking care of the channel, making sure we're funded. You guys, this is your network. I'm glad you're using it. Spread the word. Share the information on YouTube. Thumbs up. Share the internet address. Do your job. Do your part. Help America become great again. I had to do it. I couldn't help it, man. I couldn't help it. Semper Fi. Godspeed.
You're watching the Prepared Mind Network, so get prepared for one hell of a show.